Welcome back to the Spotlight on Success show. I'm your host, Joe Blasco, and today we have Christine Saray and Connie Criswell, both from Vision Care. And I believe the name of the company is it Vision Care Specialists?
Professional Vision Care Associates.
I knew I'd get it right eventually. Professional Vision Care Associates. And Christine, we go way back.
Yes, we did.
This young lady was just not even born yet when I actually worked as an assistant to your mother on a show. In fact, it was the very first thing that I did professionally in Hollywood, and it wasn't in Hollywood. It was in San Francisco at Stage A. I'll never forget, Stage A, and it was for PBS, and it was called Glory Hallelujah. Now, do you know how long I have hunted to find a copy of that tape? But if there's anybody out there within the sound of my voice that knows where I can get a copy of Glory Hallelujah, a PBS show about the Civil War that we did in 1967, I think it was 67, could have been 66. Please let me know, right?
My mom would love a copy too.
Oh, definitely. Okay, not for me, but for Rafaela as well. And Rafaela Butler was her name is still Butler, right?
Yep.
Hasn't changed. And she was such a joy to work with. So many wonderful memories, so many great memories. I miss those days.
And now she's retired to Santa Fe.
Santa Fe, and she's living in Santa Fe. So, Rafaela, God bless you, sweetheart, and thank you for getting me started on my career here in Tinseltown. And next time you're in Tinseltown, come visit me, or if I'm in Santa Fe, I'll look you up. All right? Promise. Now, you have gone on to great heights in your own career. Now, tell me, how did you get started? How did you get into working with contact lenses and Dr. Greenspoon and these wonderful
I was actually doing makeup on some low-budget movies, and a friend of mine was teching for Professional Vision Care already, and she had joined the union and gone off to do bigger and better things.
Yes.
And they needed an extra tech, so I joined on. She showed me how to do it, and the next day I went to a show to put contact lenses in and found it very easy, and I enjoyed it.
Yes.
And I've been doing it ever
since.
1995 is when I started.
95, wow. It's been some time. Oh, that really makes me feel like an old man. I say 95 is a long time. Gee, God, I remember when Hollywood was this little village, you know. Oh my God. Well, your company is probably one of, not the most well-known of all, starting back in the Dr. Greenspoon days.
1950s.
1950s.
Dr. Greenspoon and his father started it. Was the first to do it for films.
Yes, didn't he do Camelot? I believe he did Camelot.
He did Camelot.
Those special mirrored lenses that were used for Merlin, the magician. The mirrored lenses. They must have hurt back then.
They were not comfortable.
Yeah.
The hard lenses.
Yeah, I didn't think they would be. And so now, tell us about today's technology.
Well, it's a soft lens.
Yes.
Much more comfortable.
Yes.
And one of the benefits of the soft lenses is you can wear them longer than the hard ones.
Yes.
The hard ones, some people still use them for the mirrored effect.
Yes.
It's still popular. But you can only wear them for an hour and a half at the most.
Yes.
And then they have to come out, which does not work well with film.
Yes.
And shooting.
Yes, no, it slows everything down. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the soft ones have come a long way.
Yes.
And now that we can do scleral soft lenses also, and then painting on them.
Yes.
I have
now the scleral lenses, obviously, they cover the entire eye.
The entire eye.
The white portion of the eye. Now, do you find that you use scleral lenses very often these days for?
We use them a lot. Yeah. There's
and they're comfortable. They're not like they used to be.
Well, some people find them more comfortable than others. They still can be irritating if not worn correctly.
Yes.
And but some people can tolerate them, some people cannot.
Yes.
It really is an individual.
Yes. Now, you've
basis.
been doing a tremendous amount of work in television, and you've done a lot, I believe, for Star Trek, have you not? Was it? Give us some of the names of the shows that you've worked on.
We did. Oh, wow. Professional Vision Care started, I think, the first Star Trek. They started putting lenses
Yes.
in. And I came along around Generations. I started doing it.
Yes.
And but yeah, I mean, every alien
Yes.
might go throw something
Yes.
at us, and we
Michael Westmore. Yes.
we would do lots of different looks, and sometimes little time. Sometimes we get a little bit more time.
Right. Right. Now, has your company been nominated for awards or technical awards of any kind?
Dr. Greenspoon, I believe, got a Emmy, but nothing like Academy Award or anything like that.
Yes. Well, I think that's coming up.
To.
Yes.
As anybody.
And you're going to have to go and accept that award. You've worked so hard. You've done such a great job, and you know, and every time I see you, I just can't help but think of you as a very young girl, and I'm very proud to know that you have really, and I'm sure your mother is as well, to have grown and become a real top-notch, very well-known professional here in Hollywood. And now tell me this. There are companies out there, and I'll bring this up because you might feel uncomfortable bringing it up, and I'm not going to mention any names, but there are companies out there that just love to copy. I mean, I've been copied from east to west and north to south. And I know that there are companies that are trying to copy a lot of the work and the lenses that your company has manufactured. Now, that can be flattering to a point, obviously, but it becomes very unflattering whenever those companies try to take credit for lenses which that you have done and that you have created and you have worked on and you have been on the set to put in and to install into the eyes. And so many of these products, and I'm going to say it, so many of these companies are selling lenses, generic lenses, over the internet that, what do they call them?
They call them generic.
They call them generic lenses. Now, every eyeball has a certain configuration. Every lens must be fitted to that configuration. Otherwise, you could have some very serious damage done to your eyes.
Absolutely.
So tell me a little bit. We're not mentioning names, obviously, because you people know who you are who are out there copying. And if anybody scratches their cornea, everybody's going to know who you are. But anyway, let's get back to you guys, the real professionals. What do you think about all this that's going on?
Well, like I said earlier, I don't know whether to be flattered or to get angry. But yeah, there are some companies that do copy what we've done. Some take credit for it, and some just try to duplicate them and mass market them.
Yes.
And
now, isn't that awfully dangerous? I mean, if they're mass marketing and they're selling over the internet to people?
But as long as it's done correctly, it's not bad. But if you're going to buy a contact lens and not be fit properly by a optometrist,
By an expert.
then yeah, it could be very dangerous. I mean, there's been articles, there's been programs where people have lost their eye because of infection.
Yes.
But a lot of the companies on the internet, they sell without a prescription, and a contact lens is a prescription drug.
Yes.
And it's governed by the FDA.
Yes. Now, is it still true today that a licensed medical practitioner of sorts has to come in to put the lenses into the eyes? Or is this process these days to some degree entrusted to the makeup artist? And if so, does the makeup artist have to go through specialized training in order to do it?
That's a good question.
That's several questions. Don't ask me to repeat them because my memory isn't the same as it was years ago.
There are several reasons why makeup artists should not put contact lenses in, and one of them is cleanliness. I know the makeup artists, they use their hands for palettes. You got to
Right.
keep your hands clean while
They're not
dealing with
supposed
that.
to be. If you watch some of my old Back in Time tapes, we've got a segment, Back in Time, and it shows me with my hand, and there's all these colors all over, which is what we used to do. Our hands were our palettes. But now we work on palettes, and it's all very sanitary, at least to the eye it is. But you're right. So with these dirty hands, they're putting lenses in.
So, well, let's hope their hands are not
yes.
dirty. But it is a cleanliness thing.
Yes.
To keep your hands constantly clean, and they're constantly touching up the makeup.
Yes.
And also, to me, it doesn't seem like they have enough time to really concentrate on the eyes. They
Yes.
want to concentrate on their makeup.
Exactly,
That's
exactly.
What they're doing. So it's better to hire a lens technician, whether
Yes.
it's our company, any company.
Yes.
Just have a trained professional to
Yes.
take care of the eyes. And there's also environments on set, fake snow, wind, the smog,
Yes.
all of those things.
Yes.
A technician knows and prepared to deal with those.
Yes.
Like on The Grinch, they had, all this fake snow constantly blowing in
Yes.
Jim Carrey's eye, and it was miserable for
Yes.
him.
Yes.
And a technician had to be there all the time to keep his eyes lubricated and just stand by if any of
Yes.
the snow got under the lens.
Yes.
And I believe at one time it did. But it's better off to just keep the two separate.
Yes, absolutely.
And
No,
now
I
it doesn't
agree.
have to be a licensed doctor, but a licensed tech or somebody that's working for a doctor.
Now, let's say a production company or a makeup artist wants to learn how to do this. Does your company offer
No.
professional vision care specialists? Do they offer training to people?
There have been times because of budgets and what have you. Those makeup artists out there know who they are, that we have had to help them
Yes.
learn, and we don't like to do it. We'd
Yes.
rather have our technicians there, but
Yes.
there have been times we've had to,
Yes.
and it's been very few.
Yes. To what degree do makeup artists assist in designing the contact
lot.
lenses?
A lot.
A lot.
Yes. I've
Give me an
gotten-
example.
A lot of the makeup shops that I work with, Stan Winston Studios,
Matthew Mungle, Greg Cannon,
they will send
Tom
me
Berman.
K&B.
K&B.
They will send me
Did we
designs.
forget any of them?
Where-
Yeah, Rick Baker. Sorry, Rick.
All of you out there, Captive Audience.
That's
Or,
right, Captive
yeah.
Audience. Well, isn't that Greg? Or no, Greg's not
Drac Studios.
there. Yes,
yeah.
Drac
Yes.
Studios.
They will send me designs.
Yes.
And I will do my best to duplicate it
Yes.
as close as possible.
Yes.
There are times when I cannot. Some of the designs, they go from edge to edge,
Yes.
and of course, an eye is oval,
Yes.
and a lens is round.
Yes.
So it's not going to go to edge. So I
Yes.
have to adjust things to
Yes.
their design.
Yes.
And there are other times where they just call me on the phone and this is kind of what we want, and I'll
Yeah.
have to try and come up with what they want.
Right,
And
right.
sometimes it takes a few
Yes.
designs to get it right, but I'd say majority is I'm sent designs.
Yes, excellent. Well, Christine, we have, and we could talk for hours about this. And we're on such a tight schedule today that, firstly, I want to thank you so much for coming in and for
Absolutely.
representing professional vision care specialists, correct?
Yes, with Dr. Richard Silver.
Dr. Silver, Richard
Stacy
Silver,
Summer.
Stacy Sumner. Hi,
And-
Stacy.
And Dr. Greenspoon.
And Dr. Greenspoon, absolutely. Some of the most famous names in eye care and in the creation of the specialized contact lenses for everyday wear as well as for motion pictures and television. We're going to be right back right after this. Don't you go away. And now what we're going to do is Christine is going to, and Connie has been so lovely sitting over there. Connie is a specialist in her own right. Connie does work with punching and tying hair. She ventilates wigs and hair pieces and mustaches. And we're going to be talking to Connie right after this. But immediately at this moment, Christine is going to show us a few contact lenses, and she's going to actually be applying a contact lens to Connie. All right, so